All right, so this goes with 4-5, systems of linear inequalities. So when we did systems of equations, we always had two different equations. So the systems of inequalities, we're going to have two inequalities. This we're going to solve by graphing. So we're going to graph both of these inequalities, and we're going to determine the solution by the area that both of them are shaded. So we're going to start by graphing the first inequality. All right, so my first inequality is y greater than or equal to 3x minus 1. So I'm going to start that off with my y-intercept. My y-intercept's at -1. And my slope is 3. Remember, that is 3 over 1. So we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3, right 1. And we want to keep going both directions. 1, 2, 3. Because we want to draw that line almost all the way out to the edges if we can. And then I'm just going to draw my arrows in the end. Now, I drew a solid line because it's less than or equal to, so it's including, right? So now we're going to determine where we're shading for this one. So y has to be greater than or equal to. So my y values have to be greater than my line, so they're going to be above where my y is greater. So we're going to shade this whole area up top. Okay. All right, now we're going to graph our second inequality, which is y is less than -2x plus 2. So we're going to start at our y-intercept, which is positive 2. So I'm starting up here when y is 2. All right, and my slope is -2 over 1. So we're going to go down 2, right 1, and we're going to continue to go in both directions, because again, I want to extend this line as far out as I can. Now, this line, well, it's not including. The first one was greater than or equal to. This one is just less than. So because it's just less than, we have a dashed line. I'm just add my arrows in the bottom. Okay, so we're going to look at where this one is being shaded. So my y values have to be less than my line that we drew. So if my y values are less than this line, they're below the line. So I'm going to shade all down here. All right, so our solution to this inequality is this whole region where both of my inequalities, their shadings overlapped. So it's this whole area in here. This is what our solution is. Okay? And that's it.